I am here today with chef extraordinaire Adam Ross, and we're talking fab food, fab finds, and how he finds his inspiration. Now, Chef Ross, you are all of 26 years old.
I am.
And you've been cooking for how many years?
Professionally, about 10.
Okay.
When I really got interested in cooking and in food was when I was about 12 or 13.
12 or 13. So that's like 14 years in the kitchen.
It is.
Easily. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'd love to hear like your background. We talked a little bit in some earlier conversations about leadership and getting inspiration for how to build a company culture. Can you tell us a little bit about your background, because it's pretty extraordinary and we have some things in common there.
Yeah. I moved here from Hawaii and I worked for a great chef named Alan Wong. He was a firm leader and gave a lot of direction. He was almost like real life Yoda. But throughout my career, I've worked with great chefs. I worked with Chef Christopher Costa at the restaurant at Meadowood, Thomas Keller, and the common denominator between all of them is their strong sense of leadership. Being a young chef, there's times where you have to prove yourself, and
I'll say.
And I'm a firm believer that everything starts from the top down. So I tell my people all the time that they're making my dreams come true. This is always what I've wanted to do, and to be able to do it with people who are so great, it's a privilege to work with them.
That's brilliant. I'm curious, there are some extraordinary tastes that come out of that kitchen and a lot of unexpected things as well, and unexpected but with a brilliance that it truly shines. So I'd love to hear from you how you get your inspiration for your dishes.
A lot of what we do is based on highlighting the products that come from our garden. My gardener, Candace Abke, grows fantastic tomatoes, fantastic cucumbers, some of the best I've ever tasted, and it makes my job very easy. I try and highlight those products, and I use what we've designated for ourselves. We put ourselves in a box month to month. When we plan on our next season and the season after that, we have a basic diagram of what we're going to be able to work with. So when it comes time, once things are grown, once things are ripe, once we can put them all together to taste, it becomes very clear the direction that it should go.
Excellent. And there was, I'm thinking of this dish that I had that is amazing, because I was a customer before I actually sat down with you folks and talked about doing a story. It was so intriguing, and this is the dish that you make with, is it squid?
It is octopus, our grilled octopus dish.
Oh my God. And it's under a rock.
We played with the idea. The octopus that we like to use is called rock octopus. When they're caught, they're hurled onto rocks and tenderized. So we wanted to kind of play off that. We'll take the octopus and we'll marinate it in an aguachile, which is almost like a Mexican style of ceviche, blended thick sauce. We'll incorporate squid ink into that sauce and then serve it with a squid ink chip on top, which gives kind of the appearance of coral reef. The octopus is put underneath that, and it's almost like it's in its natural habitat. I think it's pretty cool.
You are truly the Van Gogh of plating dishes and marrying textures with different surprising tastes. I mean, things that you would never have an idea would go together. It's like you've orchestrated a symphony for the palate, truly. How do you choose what to put together?
Whether it's in tasting wine or tasting food, a lot of kind of colors will come to me. If I'm tasting a avocado versus a piece of arugula, they're both green, they're very similar in color, but they have totally different flavors. So I'll kind of try and put up a color palette of things that make sense together. And
is this like synesthesia?
Almost, yeah. It's the same thing when you talk about different elements of taste. You can think of crunch and crunch is kind of there's a wide spectrum of crunch. There's
Absolutely.
like a cracker crunch or like a crusty bread crunch, and then there's like a vegetal crunch that you get from like a radish, like a fresh radish.
Right.
So we try to have spectrums of things, spectrums of crunches, spectrums of green, different kinds of layers that I think when they come together, it's something really special.
Well done, well done. Taste palette, as it were, right?
Taste palette.
I love it. Okay, so the last question I have is, for you being this young, literally running a restaurant, I mean, what are your dreams? What are your hopes and dreams? I mean, you've achieved many, it seems, already.
At some point, I would like to have a restaurant group of my own. I want to have a restaurant that I build my name off of, with a lot of love invested into it. I feel like this family culture that we've established here will continue with me wherever we go, and I'd really like to build an empire based on that.
I love it. Well, you're well on your way.
Thank you.
And I did say last question, but I'm going to ask one
Go for
more.
it.
When when a customer crosses that threshold, what are your hopes for them?
A little bit more of an experience built into that. I hope they're able to connect the dots between what we're growing, the terroir, and how special things grow here. That's what we're trying to highlight, is that a carrot that's grown here will taste different than a carrot that's grown in Ohio. And though every guest might not walk away with that kind of dot connecting, I feel like the ones that do, it's a more rewarding experience for her. And at the end of the day, I just want my guests to be happy. That's what it's all about.